to begin with, we can each describe our own version and vision of what is the world that we would like to live in, create, see.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm always motivated by the simplicity seen in different people. I've seen it here also in this group, and I feel it. And sharing that, I think that is one way to go, and that is what I've been doing. And um, so I don't know what will come out of it, what idea, and how we can teach. Can we really teach simplicity to somebody? But um, that is my way of looking at it. Can I try something in that way, and can I get something out of it? Can I find a path to go on that and help others, even if on minuscule scale, but it will help. That is what I think. And um, I would like to hear ideas from others also, whatever they think. So I open this platform for discussion from all of you, and also guide me towards sharing the simplicity and how we can um, do that, plus your visions.
I feel the most experienced person as per the world vision is concerned is Professor Dha. So we can request to start from that side. Then we will add up whatever we feel like.
I think it should be with Gunesh because he has been the driving this mission for quite some time. So let Gunesh start, and then we'll chip in. I can only add some things if need be.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. नाम में कुछ नहीं रखा है सर, नाम कुछ भी रख लें, बट फंडामेंटली ये है कि दुनिया जीने लायक हो बच्चों के लिए.
मुश्किल काम है.
हाँ, बहुत मुश्किल काम है सर. कि अगर मेरे पोते की बहू सोने की चेन पहन करके जा रही हो तो उसको ये डर ना हो कि कोई उसको स्नैच करके खींच के ले जाएगा.
पोते की बहू तक क्यों वेट करते हो? अपनी बहू को देख लो भाई.
अपनी बहू के टाइम तक सर वो इनसिक्योरिटीज नहीं जा पाएंगी, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. पोती की बहू के टाइम तक शायद संभव हो, बिकॉज ये 3-4 जनरेशन का काम है उस तरह की दुनिया क्रिएट करना. ओवरनाइट नहीं होगा. और उसको चेन खींचे जाने का खतरा तब नहीं होगा अगर जो बच्चा पैदा हुआ है वो इनसिक्योर नहीं है. वो अपने आप को टेकन केयर ऑफ नॉट ओनली बाय हिज फैमिली और स्टेट और एंटरप्राइज मान रहा है, बट कि सिविलाइजेशन में अपने आप को टेकन केयर ऑफ मान रहा है. उसका कन्विक्शन है आई एम टेकन केयर ऑफ. तब इस तरह की इंसिडेंसेस नहीं होंगी. तो दुनिया, मैं तो ऐसी दुनिया देखना चाहता हूं जिसमें कि जो भी बच्चा पैदा हो रहा है उसके पास अपने आप को सेल्फ एक्सप्रेस करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी हो। वो किसी सर्वाइवल की मजबूरी से अपनी जिंदगी ना जिए। और ये हर पैदा होने वाले बच्चे के लिए अवेलेबल हो, उपलब्ध हो। कैसे हो आई डोंट नो, बट ऐसा हो तो ऐसा मैं चाहता हूँ। मुझे ये भी क्लियर है कि मेरे लाइफ टाइम में मैं ऐसी दुनिया नहीं देख सकता हूँ, लेकिन मैं अपनी लाइफ इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ कि ऐसी दुनिया बने, चाहे 2 जनरेशन बाद बने, 3 जनरेशन बाद। अभी के लिए इतना। अमित प्लीज कैरी ऑन। या
Yeah, but insecurity comes from different ways, right? So even the survival instinct by nature of any animal, right, will be we can say will have that complexity always, which will direct every person or animal toward that. And so when you say insecurity in terms of living or achieving something or surviving or growing, you gave one example for sure, like, but can you elaborate more?
insecurity of survival, yes. Insecurity that I may not survive, I may not live, and it comes from multiple sources, as you said, yes. तो वो इनसिक्योरिटीज ना हो, उसको फ्रीडम का एहसास हो, उसको अवसर है, मौका है, जो मैं करना चाहता हूँ वो मैं करने के लिए फ्री हूँ, ये हर बच्चे को उपलब्ध हो। कैसे होगा आई डोंट नो। इन अदर वर्ड्स, जैसा तुमने कहा सिंप्लिसिटी,
So
कि
yeah,
हर आसपास का हर आदमी सिंपल हो। ओके श्री भाई।
if audience permits, 1 या 2 मिनट लूंगा। एक छोटी सी घटना हुई थी। ऋषि प्रभाकर was alive and we had only one ashram. Whoever was the caretaker of ashram, he was having tough time to maintain because villagers were having some grievance against him. So one Guru Purnima, when villagers used to be invited, the caretaker said, no, don't invite. आते हैं और छुरी चम्मच प्लेट ग्लास जो भी है आश्रम का सब उठा के ले जाते हैं। He laughed and he called me, Shri, come here. Go and invite all the villagers and tell them कि जिस भी बर्तन में तुम खाओगे वो तुम्हारा है, तुम ले जा सकते हो या यहाँ रख सकते हो, तुम्हारी मर्जी। Then he started saying, why to have? जिससे डर लगता है कि वो कोई चुरा के ले जाएगा। तुम्हारे पास अगर खाना है डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करो, प्लेट है तो प्लेट में करो, केलापत्ती है तो केलापत्ती में करो, जहाँ की कोई डर ना हो। तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। और उनका एक सिद्धांत होता था कि जो अपने लिए रखना चाहते हो, अगर पड़ोसियों के घर में पहले से इंश्योर कर लो कि उनके घर में है तो कोई इनसिक्योरिटी की फीलिंग नहीं होगी। I mean, whatever you want for yourself, remain committed that I will ensure that everybody around me is having more than what I want to possess. Otherwise, don't possess. तो शब्दों का खेल है, लेकिन आदेश से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा एक छोटा सा विजन ऑफ आइडियल वर्ल्ड। आइडियल वर्ल्ड कैसा होना चाहिए, प्रपोजल के रूप में मैं आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ. Can you put it on the screen, Adesh? Just for 1 minute.
Munish, could you please allow me to share?
Yes, please share.
Yeah, can all see?
Yes.
श्रीजी मैं पढ़ूं या कोई से पढ़वाना है, क्या आप पढ़ने वाले? You're on mute.
Adesh, you can read.
No, if he wants to read or something, tell, I don't know.
No, I thought Father Edwin will be reading, but anyone can read, no problem. You read.
Okay. Umbrella vision, the world we want to live in, an inclusive, well integrated, peaceful, and prosperous world, having ample opportunity for each being to grow, express themselves, be heard, and live a joyous, loving, fulfilled, liberated life in consonance with well-being of planet Earth and every particle in the cosmos. Sriji, you're on mute.
Okay, I said in between loving and fulfilled, small comma can be put. Joyous, loving, fulfilled, liberated life. Amit, shall we have a discussion on it about, or some addition, something?
Oh yeah, why not? Yeah, I was just soaking it through by reading it again. So yeah, anybody wants to discuss and agree, disagree, and want to
Add
take
up,
it forward?
edit, omit something, maybe same words duplicated anywhere, maybe something left over.
I think rather than getting into words and trying to improve the word, because there are so many things which people can understand differently. What does fulfilled mean? What does liberated mean? What does joyous mean? What does prosperous mean? What does well integrated mean? I think we don't get into the words, because there can be different interpretations, but we all understand the overall purpose. What is the overall purpose? And I think we all agree with that. It's a very wonderful thing. The key thing is to understand, why are we not doing so now? What is the problem? Because unless we find the problem, we'll be left in the vision of an ideal which is good, but it can only create more cynicism. कि यार ये तो इतना ऐसा चीज तो हो ही नहीं सकती कभी. So let's try to see what is the problem. Why are we not doing it now at this moment? Why can't we do it now?
Wait, Adesh, you can switch it off. And Amit sir, now we can take on, as Professor Dhar said, what is the holding up? All we want this type of things.
Yes, sure.
What is that which is holding up?
Right. Yeah. So what is holding up from having such a life? And anybody wants to share? Do we? Father Edwin is here. Welcome, Father Edwin.
Thank you.
According to me, whosoever is having some consonance with this type of vision, we are not coming together. We have our own priorities. We are doing something for our own things. I feel that there is no continue doing whatever you want to do. Wherever ground collaboration is possible, let's work for it. And probably that is this meeting going on, that we understand each other, what greatness you have got, whatever the great work you are doing, share with us, so that wherever collaboration is possible, we collaborate with you. And wherever we are doing something, we ask for helping hand from you. So that is the point.
Yeah, thank you, Shriji. Anybody else? I think what Professor there has pointed out is the words that Adesh had shown and Shriji has read out and whatever, they look very nice, but when we try to read it and understand them, they'll become much, there are positives and negatives for those words, and they will become much more complexities. Instead of looking at the definition, can we understand current situation and can we try to identify the problems? And can we have solutions for that? So, and why not now? Instead of just going through it, why not try and solve it now? Instead of making just a start and wait for somebody else to solve it, or in future it will solve it, somebody will solve it. I think that is what he wanted to suggest. That is what I understood. Professor Dar, if I'm wrong, please let me know.
या नहीं बिल्कुल ठीक हम देखें कि अभी क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं
Right.
फिर दोबारा मैं रिपीट करता हूँ जो मुझे समझ में आ गया है कि when we say world, it means many of us together. Individually, I cannot do. I feel helpless. But when we come together, that helplessness converts into optimism. That yeah, it is possible. So aim is like this Zoom meeting itself is with that aim that let's come together. Let's share our individual focus where we want. Maybe at the individual level, maybe at the family level, maybe at the social level, maybe at the organizational level, wherever you are committed. Share where you need helping hand, ask for it, and where you can extend your helping hand for others, be ready for that. That should be the first step from where we can make the beginning.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Shriji. Anybody else?
Okay, I talk.
Yeah. Yes, Father.
Okay, we asked the same question in our seminars. We asked them, everybody wants an ideal world, but why is it not happening? What could be the blocks? Then people list various answers. And at the end, we asked them, can we all boil down to just two root blocks that is behind every other block? Then gradually we try to help people to identify two root blocks. That is one, selfishness, also mentioning that, helplessness, powerlessness. So some people create problem because they are selfish. One, almost everybody creates that problem in some way or other. Another thing, those who want to be selfless and want to do something, they also find that they are not able to do because they feel powerless, helplessness. Feels powerful enough, then the problem, especially the people who are affected, problem gets solved. So that's the way we identify this problem, the root problems. One is helplessness, another one is selfishness. Okay.
May I ask Edwin for a little further inquiry in this? Why are some people selfish and why are most people helpless?
You are mute, Edwin sir.
Why are some people? First, could you
I
repeat
said,
the words?
yeah,
Uh,
I said, can we inquire into this further?
Yeah.
Why are some people selfish?
Yeah.
Why do most people experience being helpless?
Okay. And for the first question, I would say people somehow feel insecure. And the more they feel insecure, insecurity in various ways. Even not being loved is an insecurity. And not having the resources, the potentials, the opportunities, the means, all these are insecurities. And then, with the helplessness, why are the others having? Why are the others having helplessness? That's the question. No? We say helplessness is more or less the same as powerlessness. So powerlessness, same as helplessness. I feel powerless. And then we say to understand this, we have to see what we mean by power. And power, sorry, then we add, well, we can also add one of our own explanation. Powerless, to be powerless is not to have an effective say. Sorry. Sorry. So, not having an effective say. If I say something and if it is done, I am powerful. Otherwise, I don't have an effective say. And if everybody in the world has the opportunity to have an effective say, then their problems will be addressed. What they want will happen. Then we ask the next question. What do we need to have an effective say? Then we say, any say at all, to have any say at all, what do we need? Then we say we need a forum to talk. If we have no forum to talk, nobody will listen to us, then we cannot talk. So then we ask, do people who are affected, especially those who are affected, do they have a forum where they could come together and talk effectively on matters that affect them? Economic, social, political, and whatever matters are. Then they say, you have, parliamentary constituencies, elections. Then we tell them, you see, the bigger a forum becomes, the more it becomes the game of the big voice. And then you need to have in a small group, 30 people, anybody can talk. When that becomes 300 people, you need a bigger voice, 3,000, 300,000, and 30,000, 100,000, that's more or less the constituency. 20,000. And then you need really and fundamental, so to say. And then, so you need, normally that money comes through, and that voice comes through money, especially in big election constituencies. Then the people who accumulate get elected, and when they rule the country, all the laws are in terms of how people can accumulate more. And the more these people accumulate, others become powerless. And the poor, they become poor. So we say, why can we ensure small-sized forums that are well federated, that every day, people, at any time, not only once in 5 years, people can come together and articulate and have their voice heard, taken seriously. could we have that? This is the way we go about. So people don't have forums where they could meaningfully come together and effectively articulate. Yeah.
Sir, on that, uh, I'll lower my hand. So on the helplessness part, like I have a different view. Like I feel it is more driven by the perception of my life. So the way I perceive my life, and based on that, if I set, I'll do my goal setting. There will be a goal setting. If that goal is not realistic, or if I don't understand the problem correctly, situation correctly, the goal will not be realistic, and that could lead to helplessness. That could means like that's one way I see the second part.
Uh, I feel what Mohit you are saying is first class. In this case, when I'm taking my life as separate life, my helplessness starts with selfishness. I feel the first day when Professor Dhar was giving some hint about consciousness upliftment. When consciousness is raised, things are something different. So shall I request Professor Dhar to explain something on consciousness, what you had been hinting that day? Your expertise.
Clarity of understanding of the nature of reality can help us a lot in overcoming all these issues. I'll just give you an example that was of the forest, high forest tradition who live in forest and absolutely no security, not even of the food, whether they will get or not. The only security is their refuge in the understanding which they have about the nature of reality, that it's all, there's a basic goodness in human beings. And we can rely on that and try to develop our, reduce our selfishness, not just in the terms of gross selfishness, but in the terms of even understanding the nature of self, that there's no individual differentiated self existing. That's a pretty tall order, but that's the kind of thing they're talking about when we say change of consciousness. That there is just one life which is manifesting in so many forms. Everything else is just a kind of appearance, it's not reality. On that basis of that, just this conviction and this deep realization, people have done, gone through incredible hardships, incredible difficulties, and never felt helpless. I won't say never felt helpless. They've been able to handle the thoughts of helplessness, because all the kind of thoughts will keep on coming up. And you can see them, that's okay. That's a conditional arising, and it's not me, it's not myself. Now that's the kind of depth of understanding. There is a Western monk who was invited to some, by a quirk of circumstances. He had to wait for and taking the next flight and wait in London. He's an American monk, and we had the people there, British people who had started studies of Buddha long back, but they had no idea of getting a monks there and setting up monasteries. So he said, "Why don't you come?" I said, "No, I can't come. I'm a relatively younger monk. You go to my teacher and tell him. If he says, we'll see." So they went and did all that, and then somehow in 77 they came with their teacher and they said, "We'll go and visit England." And when their teacher was a Thai great master, he said, okay, fine, we should do this. And these three people are there. And he said, yeah, I'm going back. You're not going back. I said, what do you mean we are not going back? He said, they have to want you to be here. So you be here and stay. He said, but this is a non-Buddhist country. Who will give us food? We get food by alms. There'll be nobody will die of starvation. So his teacher said, yeah, but I thought you used to believe and see that there is a goodness in human beings. What happened to that? Are there no kind people in England that they will not get food for and you'll die of starvation? So, no, there must be kind people. Fine, then wait on. Now, with that conviction about the nature of reality, they stayed on and faced a lot of hardships, of course. Resistance from people, resistance from local people, a strange dress. You know, the Thai monks put on a strange dress. कहाँ से आ गए ये लोग यहाँ पे? इंग्लैंड में जहाँ well-established Church of England है और आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? And they are prohibited by the rules given by the Buddha. They are prohibited to teach anything to anybody unless the person makes a request. So they can't explain anything unless the question, somebody asks them, kya kar rahe ho? Then they'll tell, okay, ye kar rahe ho. And they continued and went through hardships, difficulties of all kinds. But that conviction in the nature of goodness of human beings, conviction about the nature of reality sustained them 1, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. And slowly the transformation. Some people, one person will come trying to accuse them of something, then they'll ask them, what are you doing? Then he'll explain, okay, we meditate and this gives you peace of mind. Okay, try it out and see. Yeah, well, there's no problem in trying it out. Okay, they try it out and see. And then slowly and slowly, now today, after 45 years or 43, 44 years, they're well accepted throughout the West. Yeah. Able to make a place for them peacefully without antagonizing anybody, without creating any difficulty for themselves or without creating any difficulty for others. And they are accepted as a part of the society. Very small section, but obviously much larger than what they started with. 3 people, there are thousands. So what I'm trying to point out is that if the conviction of the people, of those who want to blaze the trail, if Manesh wants to be the trailblazer, that's the kind of thing which has to be gone through really. That you have, first of course, therefore the need for conviction. Such a strong conviction about what exactly are we? Are we, when we say selfishness, what exactly does it mean? Does it mean I wanting understanding of who am I really? What am I doing? What do I think myself to be? And once that clarity emerges, you realize that there's no different life here, and different people have different consciousness, and they're all going on antagonizing with each other. There's an innate relationship in all cosmos. So the world actually is boundaryless. We are making it boundaries by our ignorance, creating boundaries in the world. So that kind of transformation of the consciousness, if it is there, then the sense of helplessness may arise, it will pass away. People have been trained to handle that properly at a very different level. Of course, at the conventional level, there are realities that Father had been mentioned. Those realities are there, definitely. But how do we really handle them while at the conventional level in the light of the absolute truth? Because if you try to handle at the conventional level, you'll always get into troubles, always. Because there will always be interpersonal issues. I've seen so many well-meaning people joining together, going to tribal areas and work together. Some of them were IIT students. We went and visited them in their heydays. And their success itself became a cause for fallout. Because success came and then they said, who's going to get the credit? Who's going to get the Padma Shri out of this huge work we have done for the tribal areas? Who have done this local development we have done in this area? Who's going to get the credit? X, Y, Z. And they fell out between them. And not once, I've seen it at least 2 are vividly in my memory. Very extremely well-meaning people, some from DU, some from Delhi, IIT Delhi, IIT Kanpur, and other people, those whom I had personally knowledge about, personal information about. They did very good work, extremely good work, but the whole work went down the drain because they ultimately became each other's enemies. Now, what is the gain they got in the process? So we have to see the while certainly working at the conventional level of organizing people, all that is necessary. The people who take up that job or the kind of leaders of that mission should themselves be so developed in consciousness that nothing can really disturb them. Nothing can, success, failure, praise, blame, gain, loss, this is bound to happen. If you get carried away by them, then nothing will work really. Our ideals will remain as ideals. So if you have to put them on the ground, there have to be certain set of people who are willing to go through all that. And for that, we need to go training. That's what I meant by transformation of consciousness is the prerequisite for entering into any grand project of this kind.
Shall I have some questions, sir? Professor Das, sir?
Hello.
Yeah, I wish to have some questions on whatever you said.
Sure, sir, sure.
Very valid points, firstly. But when we see first on the mass,
On the?
I mean, much of the public,
Yeah.
majority of the public,
Yeah.
because of various reasons, they are fighting for their survival.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, howsoever great guru is there, is not in a position to raise the consciousness level of everyone around.
Yeah, sure.
But amongst them, there are certain catalysts whom we call, they have become self-styled leaders in that group.
Yeah.
Like say when you go in the tribal area, there are few people who are selfless and they have become leaders of all of them. But as you very rightly said, many of them who have succeeded in a big way, they got caught up somewhere in the ego that I must get the Padma Shri award or I must be recognized in the world as a peace ambassador or whatever. They are not ready to meet each other. They have a very shuttler ego. They don't have much of the ego, but that shuttler itself is becoming a boundary for all of them. So I could feel they need to be knit together somehow if possible. And only person who is zero, as you are saying, they don't have any agenda. Only agenda, if at all, is there that all good people or all competent people should keep on meeting together, sharing the heart out. And then some way will come out. The first and foremost need is there. Whosoever wants to be, has to be typically zero. As you said, no reaction, no good or bad, no boundary itself. As Munishji keeps saying, having compassion about those people who have the boundaries also. Compassion about those people who are not ready to listen anybody else also. Luckily in this group, whosoever is here, 3 people have not joined. But if I make you recollect, Himanshu is the person who has been working in tribal belts for a number of years. His background I'll tell you later on. Then Rajagopal, again he has been working with the deprived people for a number of years. I mean, world recognized, all of them. Dalton Shriram, who came, he is himself in tribal area and he is a filmmaker and he has got a lot of beautiful things. Somehow, Arun Wakhlu, as you know, Kashmir. So I'm still trying to get them. And these are the people who are ready to be zero. So I think this group is going to do miracle, provided we agree what to do. Stepping stone. Okay, first step. Like say this meeting is there, next meeting we decide when do we meet and what should be the exact proposal on which we have to work for. Suppose we have a monthly together. 1 month we should have something agenda for ourselves that how to raise our own consciousness. Start from self-consciousness, then expanding to the others' consciousness. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. See, the people who are really not able to meet their basic needs, for them that is the real issue. And the reason people are not able to meet their basic need is not that there is not enough for everybody's requirements. It's because there are certain people who are wasting resources, accumulating more than what is needed. So releasing resources and transforming the people who are in a position to share their resources is a very important part of the process. We can't kind of exclude anybody, as you know, boundaryless means not excluding anybody. So while on one hand, if we just keep on thinking about transformation of consciousness and not do anything on the world, on the ground level, that will be one extreme. And the other extreme will be do whatever you feel good at this moment at the ground level without bothering at the background. So both the aspects have to be, in my opinion, gelled together. They should go hand in hand. So that while we work together, we also see, look and have the ability to look into our own minds. What is the motivation with which I am working? That's a very fundamental issue. What is the motivation which is motivating me to do whatever I am doing? Are we in a position to truly investigate it and reflect on that? That itself is a key to transformation. Because as intelligent people, well-meaning people, we know what should be the motivation. Because behind an apparently altruistic action, there can be a deeply selfish motive. So there's a famous saying, it appears in teachings of the Buddha, that even though you are doing an extremely altruistic action on the ground, it may have a motivation which will lead you to your downfall. So that kushala action, that wholesome action can become the condition for creating your downfall, because you're not mindful, clear in which direction you've taken the consequences of that action for you. So we need to be extremely cautious. I mean, I have seen it happen with me, the possibility of that happening, and become aware and conscious of that. So these are the things, you know, the softer aspects of all actions which often get overlooked in our enthusiasm to do something on the ground. But excessively focusing only on that and not doing anything on the ground is the other extreme. So we need to put them together and work out a reasonable balance for that.
So, yeah, Professor Dhar, I have some questions or maybe some thoughts. Um, uh, we just heard words like insecurity and helplessness, selfish, and you gave an example of monks and what they did in England and how they survived. But the helplessness, to to overcome helplessness, the monks are trained since their younger age or whatever, and they have been trained to let it go so that they don't have ego, they don't have to hold on to something. Once they achieve something, they are able to let it go. How do we achieve that with the general public, with the mass? And because, yeah,
To do it
that is what
ourselves.
I think.
We have to do it with ourselves. We don't have to do it with general public, especially those who are destitute and who are having difficulty in making two ends meet. We don't have to do it with them right away. We shouldn't focus there. That should be our work. That has to be first done by us. And our actions, our life, our way of living, our way of interaction should display to them whom apparently we are trying to help. When we say we want to help somebody, that also is an ego of a different kind. So we have to see that, you know? It's a kind of nature's way that we have got together and something is, nature wants to get something done. That's it. We're just instruments in the hands of nature. We have to see that way. And that's a fact, actually. It's not that I'm trying to make it up. It's a fact. That's the way nature works. Because we see a small picture, we can't see the whole pattern, you know. When we see a small picture, we get, oh, this is interacting with this, he's doing this, she's doing that, we take a whole picture of the cosmos. That's it. That's how things are going. Those small particles here and there don't matter. The whole world is a driving force behind the whole world. There's a consciousness which drives all of us. There are habit patterns which drive all of us. And we are all conditioned creatures. The extent of what we call as free will, my choice. They seem that it's my choice to join here or not join. It's my choice whether I come here or not join. Apparently it is true. But in the deeper sense, it's all conditioned arising of phenomena. Because of certain conditions, I am here, you are here. If those conditions may change, you'll not be here. So it's all play of the world. It's all a play of, you can call it play of God if you want to say, or play of nature, whatever you want to say it. It doesn't matter. But it's not personal. So as long as we take it personally, then there's a problem. So there's a very famous teacher the American who went to England and did all that trailblazer. He's written a book which title is enough. You don't have to read the book really. It says, don't take your life personally. Now this is a deep topic for reflection. What does it mean, don't take your life personally? If we can really live like that, then there will be no issues at all. So while we are in a conventional sense thinking of helping people, that's true. In the conventional sense, it's absolutely true. But in the back of our minds should be the understanding we are tools in the hands of nature and it's giving us an opportunity to do something. We should be grateful. We should be grateful to the nature that we're getting an opportunity to do something. With that attitude, if you work, then the chances of cohesion, chances of sitting together, working together are more. That's what my understanding as experience has been.
Again, basically, it's all question or whatever you are saying, sir. So it looks like that people who want to contribute in the society as a nucleus or catalyst must first evolve in consciousness that I am not important. I am here like a small particle of the cosmos, and cosmos is making me play this game. So I give my 100%. Help others also in evolving through self-evolvement. So first thing, as Father is saying time and again, Amit, that those people who are interested in this pursuit, with self-advancement, we should create a small group, maybe 12 people, maybe 30 people, not more than 30, where 30 people start coming together, having enough of space to discuss whatever they want to discuss. And then they evolve a strategy, what to be done, how to be done. But this self-empowerment or self-evolution to the level that I'm not important and cosmos is making me play this game should be in the core of mind. Now, Professor Dhar sir and everybody, in your long experience of life, suppose 10 of us we are here. Certainly cosmos has selected us to be here to understand from each other. If you have somebody in your mind that he is also in the process of evolution, he has either evolved to a great extent or committed to evolve, committed to be a part of such group. I love that let's keep giving the name here in the, and some of us like inviting, we keep inviting people. But what should be the maximum size of this group for the time being? Call it a catalyst group or whatever the name we give it. Name is not very important, as Munishji says. Today we must decide that how many, who all, and what to do for the next 1 month. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriji. Okay.
1 minute, Gopi. Gopi, are you listening? Gopi?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I'm listening.
Could you get in touch with the 4 great masters?
3 of them I could. Arun Vakluji didn't pick up the phone.
Okay, 3 of them are they joining for a few minutes?
No, other 2 are in busy. Preparing for the documents that they have the program.
Okay,
The other one I could not connect.
No problem. Keep trying and we'll send the recording
And
later on.
I said that, yeah, I'll be sending the record. They said yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sriji. I think I'm passing on baton to Father Edwin. So I was just listen, facilitator. Father Edwin, please take on the baton and continue. Thank you.
But before you pass on, congratulations. Beautifully conducted so far. Beautifully.
Thank you, Sriji.
Now, I think everybody in this group
Yeah.
here, Munishji will agree that anybody can facilitate anytime. And congratulations. Pat your back.
Yeah.
I'm patting yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriji. Thank you very much.
So I fully agree. With with this idea that those who promote social change must be selfless. They should not be fighting for competitive recognition. And that's very, very important. And then everybody wants recognition. And when this recognition is there, automatically one becomes selfless, because that's the basic thing everybody wants. This recognition, we also say love, affirmation, various things. So everybody wants to be affirmed, feel that he's loved, is well linked, related to, and is recognized. And this one aspect. And this recognition comes one way, thinking that I am part of the nature, one. Then another thing, believe in the overall love that exists everywhere, the total love, which some people call God. Okay. And then when we believe in this love, we know that we are loved, we belong. And so we don't need to worry. 2 ways of looking at it. Okay. So this one aspect, that internally I get healed, freed from my insecurities, that I remain open. I don't need to compete. One. That's one attitude in it. And then besides this attitudinal approach, we need also structural approaches. Because one thing is attitude, another thing, structures created in the society. Various types of structures. Mental structures, social structures, cultural structures, economic structures. All these things condition us. So much so, we become totally helpless. I give one example in our among the Christians. I just give this example. So Jesus says, sell whatever you have, give to the poor, and come and follow me. Then I tell them, in Kanyakumari, we are such a lot of Christians. And they go to church. And at least once in a year, they would have heard that, at least read that part. Go, Sell what you have, give to the poor, and come and follow me. And how many Kanyakumari Christians are ready, I ask, to sell whatever they have, give to the poor, and come in? Except that you ask everything, they will say, okay. And why? Why I am asking? Why are they? They want to follow the gospel, but they are not ready to sell and give to the poor. Why? Then I just think of their existential insecurities. One of the insecurities comes from the problem called dowry. One example I say. Dowry is a structure, cultural, social, and economic structure put together like that. So when there is this dowry, and suppose somebody has some 4 daughters in a district like Kanyakumari, he will be simply be worried about the future of his daughters, because he does, as a good father with a loving heart, he doesn't want the children to be in the streets tomorrow without any. He wants to ensure that they're happy. So what to do? He goes on accumulating. And then how much should he accumulate? To the extent of the greed of the would-be parents and loss of his 4 daughters. And the sky is the limit. So he has to competitively try, otherwise he will not get a chance for his daughters to get married. So like this, then when he has to accumulate like that, he has no time to share with others, to let go of his possessions. No. So because he feels so insecure. Like this, we have various insecurities created by the structures. And with all these structures, one feels totally helpless. Then I think yesterday I mentioned somewhere, I think, I had to look after my my nephew, because he lost his parents. His parents, they saved some money for him, so financially it was not a problem to bring him up. Then I had to see, I didn't want him to become competitively rich. No. At least I want that he is happy in life with minimum facilities at least. So for that, he must get a job. Now, who will get a job? He has to competitively get good marks. So he has to go competitively to good schools. Suppose he goes to a second best school. Suppose he doesn't get a chance in the interview. Because all these insecurities are created by the society. And so the fellow, even I was in a condition to think in a different way. The fellow has to survive. So when the basic thing is wish that the fellow survives makes, because of these structural factors, makes me think in terms of the fellow should go to a competitive place. So these are the structures in the society. So in addition to changing our own attitudes, we also try to change these structures. And these structures don't change because my attitudes change. I give also another example to people. In our here in our Christian context, we just say that would be interesting example. Okay. Then I say somebody has some some vengeance against me. He wants to kill me. Okay, so that is there in him. And then afterwards, so he sets up a death trap for me. So he creates a big, what's in that pit, and then covers everything, so that when I go, I fall and die. So that's his plan. And so he has already set up that. Then he goes for a kind of, the preaching, Bible preaching and so on. And there they preach about him, you have to forgive, so you should not keep anger in your hands. and he gets changed in his mind. He goes with that preacher in his group. He has gone. The anger in his heart is gone, but the structure still remains there. So unless this fellow, in addition to changing the attitude, is also removing the structure, I will go and fall and die. Okay. So the structures, though they are created because of the selfishness in people, afterwards they assume an independent, autonomous existence of their own. So just by you changing, they don't change. You have to do something also to change them, to change the structures. So when we go for social change, both must go together. One thing, you have a personal liberation by having an experience of being loved, being recognized, sense of belonging, rooted in whatever ways, and then you know you are secure basically. That liberates you. And then you should also work to change the external structures, which though they started from your self-centered attitudes, now they have an autonomous existence of their own. So what are the cultural structures? What are the economic structures? What are the political and the decision-making structures that are against? So then I say political structure is even more important than economic structure because it's a decision-making structure. So a kind of a decision maker can come and say money is demonetized, and then it monetized. So the decision-making structure. Now, in whose hands are they? In whose hands should they be? So how do we bring power to people at the base, not only to you? And then how do you ensure that there is a process of recognition, even though you don't have too much time? So how to make this awareness symbol, aware that recognition, availability is easier, so that both change of in heart, inner freedom, and then external freedom go together. This is the purpose. I finish now. Thank you.
Okay, I think there is a little confusion about who's facilitating because Amit handed it over to Edwin for facilitating. So, Edwin, will you please give people who have been listening so far an opportunity to share what kind of world will they like to create or see or live in?
Okay, we can ask them.
Yeah, and people who are behind the masks may unmask themselves and show up. That's my request. Okay, so we'll okay. So Mohit, Adesh, Deepa, Manju, Gopi, please share your thoughts. What kind of world would you like to live in, create, see, getting created, and anything else that you've been comes to mind after listening to whatever is being spoken.
I would like to say. So, listening to everyone's thought, so if we think of the full world, and we break it up into parts, like we have two extremes. So, like, if we say like 75% of, means like I'm just giving a number. So 75% of the world might need just food, clean drinking water, and kind of access to energy, electricity, and all. The top 5% would might need a raise in their consciousness level in the economic standards, like the top five. The middle, maybe we are there in this middle. we might need both. Sometimes one thing, sometimes another thing. So, but I feel like in terms of the structure of this meeting, maybe like if we have 2 hours, for 1.5 hours, we kind of talk of things like Dhar sir said, like some things are started in the tribal areas and they don't reach their fulfillment or they don't become self-sufficient. So where in the middle that self-sufficiency gets lost means if I work for giving internet or electricity to a tribal area and what the first thing they do is watch a YouTube video or something, and so it will get lost. So in terms of that, like I was just, it's like maybe 1.5 hours. You can think of like what kind of models, like in terms of structures also. If you think of growing new structures, then what kind of challenges could be foreseen, which can be taken care of, like when growing that new structure. So how does that new structure not get into the trap of selfishness or money or economics or those things, and it becomes self-sufficient first so that it does not get into that trap. And second half an hour maybe, yeah, we can devote to raising our consciousness level. But yeah, that for over here it has been like going on since we started the meeting. I think that has been more because again it will be 1 month. Then yeah, so that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, someone else?
Okay, I feel we should have some action plan how things can be done. Because whatever Sriji has given guidance and which were having a good analysis from Dr. Dar, Professor Dar, and interaction from Edwin G, and now with Mohit, I come to the conclusion this world is not so bad as we thought. Even in my days of 1970, I am working with some of the corporate. I have seen there are good human qualities in them. Because I worked in Empire Dyeing in 1976, I joined. My first impression, it was a very huge company, and Malhotra brothers were the owners. They are very particular in the timings, and I always reach in time in every meetings or anywhere, wherever I go. I was at 7 o'clock. I was in morning shift. Then all of a sudden there was sound because that owner's car is coming. So gate was opened and he has come in. At that time, workers are coming and going. He want to observe that. Then he asked the watchman why they are carrying papers in their hand. He told they are paying their food chapati or whatever is there in the papers. They are just wrapping it in the papers and they are coming for when after works they take that. Then on the point, he gave order to the manager. All the workers, there are 2,000 workers in that company, should be given nice quality of steel boxes to carry their food. In my company, nobody can be like that. And he is one of the topmost payer in the textile at that days. And there was no unions. even then, sometimes workers go on their way and then they ask Dr. Datta Samant and there are the union, they're all different issues. So this sort of human qualities I have seen. This is what I want to say. So if we maintain, it will be there.
Thank you, Divakarji. The world is after all not so bad. I agree with you. Okay, let's listen from Adesh, Manju, Gopi, Deepa.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I think the question was what is your ideal world or something, right? Can you please repeat? What is the
What
what kind of world would you like to be in, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I would like to be in a world where everyone has all kinds of resources available to utilize their best potential in the life. So I work with children of the underprivileged background, and I noticed that there is so many things which like children, our children just take it for granted, which are like not existing at all in their life. So it is like to such basic things as like stationary materials like pencil and eraser also some of the children don't have. Even notebooks they're not able to afford to have. And it's like on the other hand we see like there is excess of uh, pencils, erasers, and still the child is not able to find it. They are looking around for it. So like that inequality that exists in the world, I want to like see that uh, the gap to be bridged. Yeah, that is what I see as an ideal world, or I would like to see in this world.
Great. Thank you. Someone else?
Yeah, namaste. Actually, while contemplating on that, two things. On the selfishness and helplessness, right? Then those, I am thinking those go in hand in hand. When you are, you become fish. So it is very easy to fish you when you are selfish, and when you help less, you become helpless, right? So that thought in come my mind, and then I started thinking on that. Why? Then I just realized how I define self. It depend on what I'm protecting, right? So actually, with this boundaryless initiative, what I'm going through currently, so I started thinking why I should not start with self, then my family. So one of the thing I'm doing now, tomorrow we are meeting. Tomorrow I was trying to find out the event so that we all can group. So I was fortunate that I could easily find that event. That was tomorrow is 27th death anniversary of my grandma. So I came up with the thought with the everyone that let us share your memory, what you learned from her, and so that we will have one family get together, right? So that is one of the platform I'm creating. Through that, everyone can have connection and they can discuss with each other. That has not happened since longer time because it used to happen in marriages or those things. But sometimes you go, my marriage is big, your marriage is big, which is making that happier than saddest event, right? Where the competition starts, right? So I thought, and fortunately I got that, and I could use to call, get opportunity to call someone. When this pandemic happened, I tried to find out who else in my family, though job is depend on, may get impacted by pandemic, so they may need financial support. So in April, I called one of my auntie. So my uncle is not there, and she used to go to Brahma Kumaris. So now that time when I called her, she said, "No, I don't know, don't want anything. I have enough." But yesterday when I called her, she was not ready to share what where she's with what financial crisis she's going or something. But I take that subject differently, and I could somehow found that she need help. And then I told her, okay, auntie, we will having this, but currently, what is your current priority? I will take care of that. Then I realized that within our family, if someone has that power, can share with others, can be easily, others' efforts can be easily mitigated, right? So what I learned from Boundaryless, the compassion. So I know with the few family members. So yesterday I made a list from, if I will take blood relation from my grandma till my grandsons, right? Grandsons in the sense from the cousin side or that way, we are almost 98 people. We are almost 98 people. So I'm trying to get all them on this platform. And another thought came in my mind: break the boundaries first in the family. What it is and what challenge I face, because I faced there was ego. That's why in few of our BBP sessions, I shared that I am trying to work on me. If I'm hitting someone, still how I can be in compassionate with that person, right? In out of that 98, there is one person who is criminal. He tried 5 times to kill me. I was able to get him, but not directly, but indirectly. But my pure intention is he should be included in family. His needs should be taken care of so that he will not follow his criminal path. So that is one of the thought came in mind. And at the same time, when now Deepaji said we need to work on the underprivileged children, then immediately I was thinking, we are focusing on the underprivileged children, those need something, but at the same time we should do something for those are having their resources. Like we should not only focus on the underprivileged, at the same time we need to focus on the children who has ample, how they can train to share, right? So maybe our direction should go in both the direction. So that way it will make us it will speed up, and it is not in one direction focus. At the same time we will work on differently. But now currently that was one of the thought in one of the session I came up with. I need this session to be in Marathi, because now I'm gathering my family members. I need to put this thought how the boundaries have been created. And now in 1908 or it is 1918, what has happened, my great father was killed, right? So what has that has created some boundaries, so we lost our so much land actually. So I thought, the boundaries created within my grandfather's generation, like my grandfather's brothers not having, they are not united with each other, so that people took that advantage and stolen our land, right? It may be now in crores, but now I need to understand what it is, not in terms of the, but I could see the impact, what has happened there, and currently my generation is facing. But still I am facing in that gratitude that has happened. Due to that, I went through so many life experiences that helped me to understand why the Boundaryless initiative is important. Otherwise, if that not had happened, I might be Ayashi Jindagi, because from ancestor I might have so much money. I was not able to go through so many expenses that I went, and I was, in first BBC introduction, I thought what the Maniji is telling, it is not useful for me, and I might have left out. Right? So whatever my life experiences I gained towards, right, those I see, and I started seeing gratitude towards those have stolen our land as well, right? So my current, what I'm thinking, when we will think or share our memories about my grandma, because she has so much qualities, spiritual qualities. Like one day what has happened, my great grandparents.
Adesh, we're running short of time, so this is enough. Okay. Conclude. Yeah.
Concluding, we should able to see me in others. That is the thought. If Maniji is doing something, if Deepa is doing something, father is doing something, Amit is doing something, I should able to see my in them. so that it will empower each other. That is
Great.
the one of the
Thank you, Adesh. Wonderful. Manju and Gopi, briefly, your thoughts.
Yeah, sure. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I think the two thoughts. One is there's a need of sharing. So that's what one point I want to make. Second one, I was contemplating about this whole community living, how it can happen, and so how what is the structure and how people come together, and how we don't go after job, so the people have peace of mind. I was discussing with Deepa, saying families have become so nuclear, they have lost their the ability or patience to live with even immediate like parents are staying separate, children are separate. Forget about community living. Looks like I know utopia, but we have to start at least. Parents and kids at least stay together. It's the first step, and then keep expanding. Again, I was just contemplating about. I think a lot of time. I think most of the talks I heard was, I think Father Edwin also spoke about it. Everybody's behind the security. That security thing has to go out of our mind. And when people feel okay, they have enough resources, at least whatever is needed, not like for wastage, but at least whatever the essential, basic, resources are available, then they have a peace of mind, and they don't mind going extra mile to help others, right? Because most of the people, I think what Father Edwin was saying was this competitive world, right? Because why we competitive world? Because I don't know whether I'm going to have enough resources. Let me compete. So I think that is the biggest uh, fear. I think we have to take away. I think to create the boundaryless world. I think that's what my 2 cents. Thank you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Continuation of the what Manjuji said. If the we all know that the community living or the sharing is very powerful, or um, you know, it can give great results. But when we, taking from the Adesh's thing, when we take the family itself, why are we? It's like when people are together, it's a commune. Why the families are not able to live together in that as a community itself, or as the joint family or whatever? What are the constraints or difficulties that are there in living as a commune? Because we, on the other side, we see Aurobindo. I don't know whether we should say it is successful or failure, and there are many initiatives that seems to be failing. On the other side, taking from the Dharji, Professor Dharji, yes, to live in that commune, absolutely, some of the difficulties can be overcome, or like we can overcome with the consciousness. One part I could see on the other side from the Father Edwin, I could see the structure that is real for the commune, the thing to work, that needs to be figured out. And out of all this, and I would still like to listen what the thing can happen. This is my thing for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gopi, for sharing and profoundly listening. Okay, so I have 3 things to say. We've had a wonderful discussion about consciousness and structures, inside, outside, extreme this, extreme that, and we are all very keen as to what kind of world do we want to create. So one thing is, in the Being Boundaryless program, we attempt to create an alignment of thoughts ideas, direction. In the CBW program, we do not try to create an alignment. We accept everyone the way one is, the way one is not. And within that, with respect, compassion for everyone, listening to everyone, we will try to create that small space which is common. We identify the differences, we celebrate the differences, and within that, we have that small thing which will become an opening for action. So, action not by alignment, action, opening for action, we'll try to find. And for a couple of months, actually, we will still be struggling to find that opening for action. This is one. Second is, I deliberately said that we will only meet 2 hours in a month so that we consciously wait for it. This is a very, very powerful potential forum. But let me wait for it so that I utilize and value every moment, every second that I'm there. And my invitation to you, everyone, is to die partially for 2 hours out of the 720 hours in a month. Die as in die. I do not exist for those 2 hours out of the 720 hours. For me, there are only 718 hours in a month. And then, if that happens, and enough number of people are dead for 2 hours a month, CBW will happen. This is number 2. So we have 11 participants and we are left with 12 minutes. So everyone, please share how this meeting was for you strictly, and finally I will conclude at 9:59. Anybody goes? Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, Arun Wakluji has sent pranam to all of you. He regretted that he could not attend, but he says through all of us, he is present. So we honor him that way.
Please invite him to die for 2 hours in a month.
I have promised all of them that this recording will be sent on to everybody, emailed. About this dying, I was laughing that it was coming in my mind, and now Munish ji has given a warning कि मर जाओ या मार दिए जाओगे.
बच्चे की जान लेंगे यार.
Okay, so how was the meeting experience of this meeting? How should we proceed? Any ideas? Your final sharing of the day.
A little late from other session, and I felt like I'm still feeling to listen when people are speaking. It's so much insight, of course. And thank you all.
Someone else?
Sir, I think we should have a question like which we'll start the next meeting with.
Okay, someone else?
Yeah, this is Amit. So I was caught off guard to facilitate first time. So, but it was fun. And I'm taking few keywords out of this meeting. One is selfishness, selflessness, then conscious, and self-sufficient or self-sustenance. I think these 4 keywords, I'm going to think about it, and maybe in next meeting we'll have something. I think like Mohit said, self-sufficiency is something and self-sustained, because nature is self-sustaining itself. We don't have to do anything. Who are we to do anything about it? So can we have something like that in human world? That is one of the takeaway from this today.
Great. Someone else?
Okay. So, when I feel there is a big force here, so very happy to be here, and I enjoyed being here and gained good insights from here. Especially, I like the story, the example given by Professor Dar. This, when people seek recognitions, the movement breaks. This very, very, very meaningful insight. Thank you.
Okay, someone else?
Okay,
Yes.
it is very great to be here and very nice conversation and very good inputs which we can take home. That's all.
Sir, Divakar is Deepa's father and Manju is Deepa's husband. So just wanted that to be available to Edwin and Professor Dhar. Okay, someone
Thank
else?
you, sir.
Yeah. Deepa, would you show up? I want to take a picture of everybody's face so which I can post on the group. Deepa and Manju, if you could show up. And in the meantime, whoever is sharing, please keep sharing. Gopi also.
Yeah.
Gopi, will you show up?
Yes.
Thank you. Now you can go back behind the mask. Yes, someone else to share about
Yeah, I
how.
can share.
Yeah.
Oh, someone else is going on. Let them finish.
Go,
then.
Deepa, go.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this being in this group because it's like a group of people who are thinking a little more deeper about life and what we are here for, our purpose, and like not just the regular live a life, raise children, send them to good colleges, and be done. But it is like beyond that. So I personally feel very good to be part of this group. So, and I liked the conversation. Everyone has their own perspective of how things can be different. So it's nice.
Okay, great. Thank you, Deepa. Thank you. Your words are so soothing and inspiring. Srivai.
I think I have already spoken.
Future course of action.
मरने की तैयारी.
Okay, great. Professor Dhar.
Spoken enough. All the best.
Spoken enough. Okay, great. So, what do we do in the next 1 month? We meet on 23rd of October again.
October.
Any suggestions
Meet in
or
October.
anything anybody wants is deciding this? I will do this in the next 1 month before I attend next.
September will meet, sir. आपने September
August. We'll meet on August or September? Or?
August. 23rd of August. Yeah, 23rd of August.
I was proposing that our WhatsApp page can be activated a little bit in your own time. Somebody having a particular question or suggestion or agenda for the future can keep on putting in that. others can keep on observing and commenting, so that by next meeting, we should be very clear that what we are going to discuss, time allotment, and point wise we should go for it. Because haphazardly, how long we can go?
Okay. Someone else? Any suggestions for the course of action in the next 1 month? Or anything one is planning to do in the next 1 month?
Yeah, my request once again, if you have somebody in your mind that person should be invited or should be made a part of it, slowly invited after. So you can update the list that, yeah, this person should be invited.
So what I feel is next 1 month, we means everyone can think of one idea or like any effort which has been done by themselves or by someone else, which might have failed and or might not going good, and just list down the challenges or which they have seen while that happens.
Will you repeat that so that it's available in a one-line action for everyone?
Okay, so I want like everyone should take in just one idea or example, effort which they have themselves done or they have seen someone do, and just list down the challenges
Reasons
which
for
have
failure.
occurred, reasons
Reasons for
for
failure.
failure.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. So if when we can share that, like Professor Dhar said कि उन्होंने ट्राइबल बेल्ट में बहुत काम किया लेकिन वो फेल हो गया बिकॉज ईगो आ गई बीच में. तो इस तरह का कोई
Yeah.
एग्जांपल जो हमने खुद किया है या किसी को करते हुए देखा है, if you can share then we can learn from our collective mistakes. Wonderful, Mohit. Okay, someone else? What in the next 1 month?
We could start thinking on alternative structures, economic, social, cultural, political.
Yes, got that. Someone else? What for next 1 month? Okay, so Shri thank you very much for initiating, creating this platform, or rather forcing me to create this platform. And today was our second occasion, and we are 11 people present here, which is a huge, big thing. So this platform is getting stable and will develop into a potential platform which can alter the way the world is. With that, I will close today's meeting, but before closing, we will all unmute and as usual, machao halla. Bye bye.